The combat in Breath of the Wild was a really good change of pace from the usual combat we are used to in the Zelda series, but I do think that Tears of the Kingdom has a major opportunity here to make this mechanic so much better. Whatever in the world could I be referring to? We, the Legend of Zelda fans, have been eagerly awaiting the sequel to Breath of the Wild, right? It was first teased in 2021, and based on those extremely brief snippets we have gotten suggest that Link's adventures will be greater than ever, which is saying a lot, especially after how grand and how epic Breath of the Wild was. And Link will have even more tools at his disposal, including what looks like to be a bird-shaped stone glider to help him soar the skies. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I personally would have much rather have seen a gorgeous, glowing crimson Loftwing, but hey, it is what it is, right? That being said, not much has been revealed about this strange new form of transportation that will appear in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but I do feel that this could quite literally Spartan kick the door wide open for some exciting Zelda aerial battles. It's super exciting. A lot of questions, speculations, and theories surround the upcoming sequel to Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry, Zelda crew, it's a habit calling the game that, and it's gonna take me some time to correct, alright? I apologize. And we have been wondering what Tears of the Kingdom's title could mean for the series. Though the Zelda community will be returning to Hyrule in Tears of the Kingdom, things look similar, yet different at the same time, if that makes sense. And there are floating islands that can be traveled between. It remains to be seen how and why this occurs, but I would like to think that this ensures that the game is sufficiently distinct from its predecessor. I mean, it's gotta be, Zelda crew. In The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Link awakens from a grand long slumber to discover that Hyrule is under a threat from Calamity Ganon, a sinister force that brings brute force and destruction to all in its path. Although Zelda has been able to contain Ganon within Hyrule Castle, she needs Link to overcome the evil once and for all, which is pretty typical for the Zelda series, right? It takes plenty of preparation, of course, but Link does eventually take on Ganon and defeat him, allowing Zelda to seal him away and bring peace to Hyrule once again, or so we think, right? After the chaos caused by Ganon and his malice, there is so much that has to be done to rebuild the kingdom, but things do appear brighter than ever. With The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, it appears that things are still not all sunshine and rainbows, and that there is still plenty of work to be done. The 4 brief trailers that we have been blessed with show that the malice plagues the kingdom, and that there are many more dangers for Link to overcome. Link, once again, we must ask too much of you, dude. We appreciate you though. Very little is known of the plot, and several fantastic fan theories suggest what Tears of the Kingdom might bring, with some fans theorizing that the upcoming game may involve time travel, yours truly included in that. However, what is clear is that the version of Hyrule that we will get to explore is quite different from the one encountered in Breath of the Wild. Trailers for the upcoming game have shown Hyrule Castle being thrusted upward by Malice, suggesting that much more of the game will take place in the sky. The Zelda community has also seen that there will be floating islands that Link will be able to travel between, a feature which has roots and deep connections in Skyward Sword. In Breath of the Wild, Link has a paraglider to help him soar, but it depletes his stamina. Yes, this was extremely annoying, yet very realistic, which kind of made it a poor choice for long-distant journeys. That being said, it appears that our hero Link will have a new form of transportation in the sequel. And by the way, Zelda crew, I create Zelda videos here every single week, so remember that it's dangerous to go alone, so take this moment to subscribe and turn on notifications to join our ever-growing community of Zelda fans and to help towards the next goal of 50,000 subscribers. I appreciate you so much. After free falling from the heavens, Link lands on a stone gliding device shaped like a bird, and it takes him toward a mountain with a glowing green mural on its face. If the glider is indeed a new tool in Link's arsenal, it will make traveling between the floating islands a fun and speedy experience. It also makes it possible for us to engage in aerial combat, which could result in some exhilarating and super fun gameplay. I mean, can you imagine Zelda crew flying around on this stone bird and then running into an enemy in the sky like the Argorok dragon from Twilight Princess, and then maybe using a returning item like the claw shots to fight this thing, all the while being airborne? Alright, D-Rock, calm down. Anyways, by Link standing on the mysterious stone glider, Link has his hands free, allowing him to make use of his bow and other potentially returning weapons. As the stone glider travels, it is easy to imagine him being ambushed by Keese and other flying monsters, forcing us to sort of attempt to aim at moving enemies while their own character remains in constant motion. Breath of the Wild had gameplay that slightly resembled this, as you could engage in horseback combat, for example, but in the sky, there is an additional dimension added. I think it would be so freaking cool, man. The stone glider also opens the door for new enemy variations and the introduction of new enemies. One common criticism of Breath of the Wild is that the game lacks enemy variety, and I think a lot of us agree here in this community. The upcoming game could mend that by sort of introducing new monsters designed for aerial combat. There are a few options to choose from in the franchise's history, including the winged Octoroks that appear in Link's Awakening, or the Aerolphos, I think I said that right, from Twilight Princess, or even the Argorok dragon that was a boss in Twilight Princess, which we kind of touched on a little bit before. Now, while all of these battles in the sky could prove to be quite exciting, right? They could also be extremely perilous and demanding, as Link falling off his glider could have him plummeting to his death. Interesting. Aerial combat could also open the door for new weapons to be introduced to the Legend of Zelda series. This could include new bows with arrows designed for aerial attacks and spears that are perfect for chucking at flying enemies. The game could also introduce new bombs that you could toss at swarms of enemies and detonate at the right moment. New weapons would also help with plucking birds out of the sky to collect meat for cooking. I mean, they do plan on bringing cooking back, right, Zelda crew? Now, there is a strange green magic, I mean, we've all seen it, that'll come into play in Tears of the Kingdom, and Link's arm will be decked out with mysterious technology that may replace the Sheikah Slate. Zelda crew, we have also been able to peek at some of his new abilities and equipment, and it appears that he will be able to travel upward by climbing rock debris that have been frozen mid-air, although this could still just be a new and improved stasis mechanic. At least that's what I think it is. Link has also been seen freezing a spiked ball and reversing it up a hill, killing enemies along the way, interacting with the open world, and finding creative ways to use the environment's physics to get the best of the enemies is one of the most captivating aspects of Breath of the Wild, and it's looking like Tears of the Kingdom will retain this element and also improve on it by taking the gameplay to the heavens, the skies above. And the thing is, there's so many amazing fan theories going around the community Zelda crew involving The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and its brief trailer, so you have to click on this video here to find out which fan theories made the list, because who knows, you might just agree with some of them. Much peace and love, be the light. Let's hop into this video next.